Welcome to Overnight Completionist Stories, the series in which I review a game that I played to 100% during overnight retail shifts. I will be reviewing this game while making a lot of puns about working overnight retail. Let's get started. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze for the Switch. The reason I picked up this game is because one night, while on an overnight shift, our store manager himself came and brought us pizza, which was a nice gesture. The pizza was good, he even gave us cinnamon buns. The problem is, when he left the AC on and nearly froze us all to death. That's the moment I decided Tropical Freeze might be the next best game to review because it resonated so well with the fact that the AC never turned off and we were nearly hit with a remorseless winter. So first things first, we need to prove we got 100%. Here it is. The screen clearly says 100% completion. In addition to the 100% completion, we managed to unlock all Pokeballs in the game and unlocked all concept art and trophies in the game as well. It's weird, the concept art and the trophies weren't required for 100% completion, but I wasn't about to claim I unlocked everything without actually unlocking everything. I don't do things halfway. If there's something to unlock, I unlock it. If my boss tells me to pull 20 orders before the sun rises, I pull 19 orders, hide for 2 hours, and wrap up before the sun rises on the final order, before getting caught. As per usual, let's talk about what it takes to get 100% completion. Every single level in this game, minus boss levels, has 4 letters randomly floating around in the stage. K-O-N-G. For those of us who haven't mastered the English language, that spells Kirby. Grab all those letters in every stage and beat the game and you unlock 100% completion. But it's not that easy. Once you get a letter, the letter doesn't stay with you in subsequent playthroughs. The game registers if you unlock the Kong letters, only if you unlocked all of them in one playthrough in the level and made it to the end. This already presents itself with some challenges. You have to replay a level in full, and if you miss a letter, or if you exit mid-level after obtaining a letter, you lose them all. You'll know if you unlocked every letter at the end of the stage. You'll get credit for it as seen here. Tropical Freeze has some other things you can do that don't count towards its 100% completion meter, but let's go through them anyway. Puzzle pieces. Each level has some puzzle pieces, but with a weird plot twist. If you get a puzzle piece and complete the level, you actually keep the puzzle piece. This means you don't have to get them all in one playthrough, but you can come back to them later, piece by piece, if you feel like it. I like that. Seems fair to me. Even if we don't have to do these for 100% completion, I did. It didn't seem right seeing collectibles like these and not having it count towards the game standard of 100%, so I went back and redid every single level to get all the puzzle pieces. It wasn't easy, and some of these puzzle pieces require some willpower to execute properly, which is a little hard at 2 in the morning. Puzzle pieces that should have been doable in the morning hours became nightmares overnight. My mind wasn't there all the way. Some of these hidden puzzle pieces require mental gymnastics, and to add to the challenge, I would like to remind everyone that on top of working overnights, the team and I were trying not to freeze to death. I like the puzzle pieces much more than the Kong letters. The Kong letters are in the middle of each stage and hard to miss. If you can't reach them, you are at the very least aware of their location. They were the better challenge, and if you're willing to spend the coins, you can get a parrot from Funky Kong's shop to help collect them. It's kind of annoying to have this parrot on the screen, but he will alert you of a puzzle piece is hidden currently on the screen. Speaking of Funky Kong, he acts like a power-up shop. There are 6 main worlds in this game, and after a few levels you find Funky Kong's shop. He'll sell you upgrades, lives, power-ups, and his own family members trapped in barrels for coins. Fair warning to everyone who attempts to play this game, pay Funky Kong a lot of visits, you'll need his help. Another achievement you can do that doesn't count towards 100% completion is the time trials. Now these things I didn't actually do. They don't count towards 100% completion, and it involved playing the game in full a 3rd time, and I just didn't want to invest the manpower into it. But it's there. Basically, depending on how fast you complete a level, you get a bronze, silver, or gold medal and get to show off to your friends. Assuming you still have some friends and they didn't all die to frostbite. Let's talk about the gameplay. This is a platformer, and a hard one. I thought this game would be a joke, easy and fun like the Mario Bros series. I didn't do my research before going into this, and I was very wrong. This game is not a joke. You need to take it seriously. My overnight teammates started making fun of me during lunch, but what else is new? This time they kept asking me if I just died randomly throughout our break, and each time my answer was yes. Excuse me for thinking Donkey Kong is a melee powerhouse of a character. Donkey Kong is usually a top tier character in Smash Bros, but not in this game. 2 hits and he's dead. He's become the Chris Redfield of the Nintendo universe. Before going into this game, I thought Donkey Kong would do what Donkey Kong does and charge up his punch to punch his opponents and knock them off the screen. Let's see what happens if you try the same controls in this game. Ouch. Throughout the levels are barrels that have captured Donkey Kong characters in them. I think that's a little messed up, but whatever, I work overnights in a warehouse. No one anywhere cares about my opinion, so I'm keeping my mouth shut about this one. If you grab a barrel while it's rotating, you get to have an extra Kong character hop on your back. Doing so gives you 2 more hearts and a small special ability. You get to choose between Dixie Kong, or Dixie Kong. You might be going, I don't get the joke. The joke is all the Kongs are useless. That includes Donkey Kong himself. Dixie is the real star of this game. She is highly mobile, her special ability isn't useless, and she knows it. I love her to death. I love how every time I start a level, she always starts off by laughing. This girl knows the truth. Every other character in this game is here for filler. She has the skills, the looks, and the talents to carry this game. Here's another thing I really want to talk about. If you Google this game, you'll realize it was well received and people loved it. I'm here to tell you why you were brainwashed into loving this game. This game is every game you have ever played into one. This game isn't original. Retro, who are the developers of this game, didn't do anything special. They stole ideas and gameplay from all the most classic games in recent years. Don't believe me? Here's just a small list of games I found myself playing instead of Tropical Freeze. Hollow Knight, Metal Gear Solid: The Twin Snakes, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Gradius, Star Fox 64 Planet Solar, Fruit Ninja, Limbo, Bomberman, Punch-Out, Star Fox 64 Venom Stage 1, The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time Forest Temple, Lion King, The Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess, The Legend of Zelda, Super Metroid, Metroid Dread, Pokemon, The Legend of Zelda: Wind Waker, Angry Birds, Animal Crossing, The Legend of Zelda: Spirit Tracks, Banjo-Kazooie, Metroid Prime 2, Echoes, Yoshi's Island, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, Balloon Fight. Look, he's literally playing on a 3DS. You see, that's why you like this game. You've been tricked. Retro managed to input the greatest games of all time into one. Maybe it's the freezing cold in the middle of the night that got me. Maybe it's because I still can't find the tape gun. Maybe it's that I was really exhausted while I was playing this game. But I couldn't help but think this game was ripping off every other game I have ever played. I couldn't even fight these bosses in this game without thinking to myself, these bosses are 2D platform knockoffs of some of the most famous pop culture references in history. The wide variety of infamous opponents include SeaWorld's Otter Destruction, Peter Capaldi's betrayal of Doctor Who, the evil monkey genius Mojo Jojo, SpongeBob's boat instructor Mrs. Hufflepuff, the Coca-Cola polar bear mascot, the penguins of Madagascar, and finally, at the end of it all, you will face the wrath of the Lich King. You might be thinking, he's joking about that last one, right? I don't see how you could look at this boss and think to yourself, that's the Lich. This is the Lich King. He is the final boss of the game in which he appears. He sits on a frozen throne. During his fight, he summons ads you have to deal with. He will attempt to deplatform the stage you're fighting him on, and if you fail to adjust accordingly, you will die no matter what precautions you take. He casts a remorseless winter in order to attack the players. Here is an official HD CGI clip of him summoning a Frost Wyvern in order to attack the players. After you defeat him, his own weapon is used against him. This is the Snowman King. He is the final boss of the game in which he appears. He sits on a frozen throne. During his fight, he summons ads you have to deal with. He will attempt to deplatform the stage you're fighting him on, and if you fail to adjust accordingly, you will die no matter what precautions you take. Here's an HD CGI clip of him casting a remorseless winter in order to attack the player. Here he is summoning Frost Remnants during his encounter to attack the player. After you defeat him, his own weapon is used against him. You look at these two fights and you tell me these aren't copy-paste. After you complete the game at 100% completion, you unlock Elden Ring mode. Elden Ring mode is exactly like regular mode, except there are no checkpoints and you get one-shotted. No buffs can save you, no second chances, you get hit, you get the cheesy animation of a Kong floating on a balloon back to the beginning of the level. Now here's the part where I criticize the game. I was okay with 100% completion. This game was hard in its own mode as it was, but when I found out I unlocked an even harder mode, I started hating this game. Genuinely. Look, I have to remind you guys, when I make an overnight review, I don't lie. I literally play these games during my lunch break at 1:30 in the morning. At 1:30 in my warehouse job, I'm kind of exhausted. I don't want to play a game where I have to think. I want to play a game where I mindlessly hop around and shiny things pop up in my screen. But I had to focus hard during Elden Ring mode. It's merciless, and it's long, and it requires a lot of focus. I think if I had a regular job and if Dayside didn't stop hiding the tape gun, I would have done better, but my coworkers started making fun of me for losing to the same boss 3 night shifts in a row. But if you made it this far into the video, then you know me by now. If I start something, I don't stop until it's done. What was my reward for pushing on through to get 200% completion? This screen. This is what Nintendo had Retro working on instead of a new Metroid Prime game. Just release Metroid Prime 4 already, please. Alright, that's it for this one. I don't have much left to say. The game was bright and colorful, the music was completely on point, and despite its difficulty, I still recommend it. Just make sure you're awake while playing. Here's hoping I see you guys on Donkey Kong's next adventure. Thank you for watching.